Go. Yeah.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now.
Check.
No drip, just
wet.
Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no
Rest.
Might crash, might
wreck.
but first I
Stretch.
Tell 'em run it up. I wake up,
Flex.
thumb down now.
Check.
No drip, just
wet.
Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no
Rest.
Might crash, might
wreck.
but first I
Stretch.
Tell 'em run it up.
9
out of 10, roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady.
Julius Hall, who's a little sensitive tonight, just to let y'all know. Greetings. I'm like looking at stuff and saying they muted my mic. Oh.
We were sending the police after him.
We are in the last days. We're in the last days. Coach Charles Morris is with us. We are in the last days. I know for how about to say Coach Julius Hall is, you know, he's in a moment. He's in a funk right now because his friend he's got some issues going on, so he's in a little funk right now. But then we got Coach Stud in the house. Coach Stud, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How's everybody?
Yes, sir. Charles Morris, it's an honor to have you here with us.
Yes, man. It's an honor to be here with you guys, man. I miss you guys, man.
We're glad to have you here with us, brother. I hope it's a regular thing that you are able to get on here and give your commentary.
Yes, I'm back, man. And I appreciate you, Julius, for the laptop, man. And it's really working well, I see. So I'm going to be with y'all for a little while. Y'all know my boy play tonight. I'm going to get out here and go ahead and watch his first game. So, y'all, I'm going to be rooting for him tonight, from afar. So, I appreciate y'all again.
Is he playing tonight?
Yes, he's playing tonight. Yes. I just talked to my son. They took the game. He said he's playing. It's starting to rain, too, also.
Oh, okay. It's raining here, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, Coach Charles Morris, you ain't got to do all that. So, and see, since you're here, because I did not know. So, I got to throw some things out there right now. There's been some treachery that has happened here. There's been some treachery that has gone on repeatedly. Treachery. We were not able to be with you all live last week because we had the vice president here. But we was able to do some things last week, and so now, not that I want to do it right now, but guess what? I'm going to say this to everyone checking out the show, and we said everyone share. Coach Charles Moore is going to take up for this foolishness right now. They're going to take up for this foolishness. I cannot believe the treachery from Julius.
My wife.
He put on his wife that he wearing all the fam. He go to all the FAMU games. He at Savannah State with FAMU stuff on. He go up to Atlanta FAMU stuff on. He go to Tallahassee FAMU stuff. He go to Las Vegas FAMU stuff. Coach Julius Hall is constantly betraying the hometown. What you got to say there, Coach Julius Hall? That's what the people have said. Put it on out there, Jamal.
Well, the thing is this. I have a whole lot of FAMU gear because my wife gives me all the gear. And she dresses me with every time she go to Florida, she come back with some new stuff for me. So I can't just let it sit in the closet. I got to wear it. So everywhere I go, I got on some FAMU stuff, and people always tell me, "Oh, hey," they always. I say, "Yeah, I'm acting like I went to FAMU too." But the stuff just wears real well, Savannah State ain't gave me nothing. No jerseys, no t-shirts, no hats.
I think it boils down to a happy wife is a happy life,
Right.
Truly. Coach E, what's going on, man?
Hey, man, I'm doing good. Good to see you there,
Yeah, good to see
Sean.
you, man. Good to be
Most
seen.
definitely, man. Thanks for
I've been
joining.
thinking about you, man. I've been thinking about you, man. Especially we ain't gonna. I know we probably get into it. That Florida State thing going on now, man.
Wow, Coach Stud had to take her fun. Wow, so Coach Stud then gave his thoughts. So now, sadly, I must move on. Coach Charles Morris, what is your thoughts with regards to the treachery?
Well, you know me, I'm gonna take Julius side, man. The gear is nice. You know, it's the funny thing you say that because Coach Jenks tried to get me to go to FAMU because a lot of guys from Tonkin went to FAMU. You know what I'm saying? We dealt with them, so I like the color too, Julius, man. Great color, man. Keep wearing it, Julius.
see,
And just like Coach Stud say, man, happy wife, happy life.
Wow. That's all I'm going to say. Wow. So we move on to this right here. In the mid-majors, the HBCU mid-majors, Savannah State has been ranked number 21. Number 20 out of the 21 rankings. So again, season rankings, Savannah State is now ranked 20 out of 21. This is the mid-majors, HBCUs. What's your thoughts and feelings with regards to that, Coach Charles Morris?
Well, I looked it up. There's only 21 schools in the HBCU.
No, it's more than that. It's just that they do the rankings, just like 25 with the Division Ones, right? And so they do 21.
21. Okay. Well, I mean, it's good to be in the rankings. You know, Savannah State, we gotta do a better little recruiting, man. You know what I mean? Get some local guys there. Also, just get some talent in Savannah State, man, because you know you got a lot of alumni, you know, fan base here in Savannah, and you know I'm one of Savannah State, you know, fans. So you know I would really like to see a lot of more local guys, you know, for them to go after these local guys, because just like you say, the HBUs are really, you know what I'm saying, taking over right now. And we did put out some good talent at Savannah State. Also, we got Shannon Shaw, we got Troy Hamrick, and we got Wes Phillip and Tim Walker, the guys that went in the NFL. So it's not you know, we can't put out the talent. You know, we need to recruit better in Savannah to get some of these local talented guys.
And in fact, in June, I had Troy Hamrick and his daughter and his wife on a tour because his daughter is going to now play for Savannah State. So we just had him on our journey. That was back in June. So, Coach Julius Hall.
well, it's day 20 out of the top 21. What an odd number. Why do you say top 20? You know, where do you get the top 21 at? You know, I don't understand it. But anyway, to be ranked in the top 20, I guess, is something to celebrate. But you know, they need to be in the top 10 of that profile. The top 10. You know, that means like Coach Morris said, they aren't recruiting well locally. You got enough talent here. If you go after the boys, they don't have what, you know, if you take a student athlete there to potentially play football there, they're not going to be impressed. They only have a weight room, you know, a state-of-the-art weight room like most colleges. You know, they don't have what was needed to attract the players to come there, you know. And so that's part of the problem. You're going to keep getting mediocre performance because you have a mediocre establishment.
Coach Stud.
Not so fast, brother-in-law. Listen, they do the top 25 in HBC. They do the top 21. Now it is a lot of HBU schools now to even make the 21st, to crack that top 21st. Even if you last, that speaks volumes there. That speaks volumes. They got some ways to go, but they are certainly closing the gap now, this Savannah State team. I can't tell you the last time when they was ranked like this. Now, they can go at their local talent, but also you got to go into the transfer portal. If you want to win and win right away, it's got to be done through the portal. Clemson is experiencing that right now. Dabo trying to be committed to his recruits, which we're going to get into that later on the show. But right now, it's got to be done in the transfer portal. But that speaks volumes for Savannah State. I'm very proud of them for making the top 21. Even though they 21, that speaks volumes, though. It is a lot of HBCUs out there that didn't even make that. But that's my take on it, though. Thank you there.
All right, Coach Stud. So we were going to jump into it later, but we got something else right now. We're going to bring it up right now because there's something else tied to promotions with regard to Savannah State that we were going to do next, but we're going to jump to this right here. Coach Stud threw it on out there because we got to say, dabble, dabble, dabble. Wow.
This is one of the same reasons. Nick Saban probably won't say it. This is one of the same reasons why Nick Saban, I think he left. He left. Dabo Swinney said it ahead of time without really saying it, understanding that the playing field, it evens. It evens. You're at a disadvantage unless you open up your pocketbook. And Dabo Swinney understood that. Nick Saban understood that. And he said, you know what? I'm waving my white flag. I'm going to let somebody else take over from now on.
Mm-hmm. Check this out. He's going to have to come to the conclusion.
Right.
The realization, he's going to have an epiphany, which is a realization that if you don't get paid those, if you don't get the transfer portal, you ain't winning.
You got to win. That's the only way. That's the only way you're going to win. That's the only way you're going to compete now. I don't know who the boosters are over in Clemson. That is the only way you're going to compete with the better team. That's the only way you're going to compete with the Alabamas. Only way you're going to compete with the LSUs. Only way you're going to compete with the Georgias. You got to open
Ohio State, the Michigans, all those big top-notch teams. Clemson is one of 4 teams: Navy, Army, Air Force. They don't accept transfers at the service academy that didn't land a transfer. Didn't. Hey, Dabo, you said when they started playing players, you were going to exit stage left. I remember, you know another guy?
Who that?
Coach K said, I don't do one and dones. No, that ain't me.
Right.
Until he started doing one and dones.
Yeah.
If you can't beat them, join them.
You ain't got no choice.
Dabo.
You ain't got no choice.
Get with the program.
You ain't got no choice.
You're not that good. You're not that good, buddy. You're not that good. If you think you just going to get high school seniors and that's what you're going to win with, bro, that's over.
Not going to happen.
It is over. Everybody else is doing it. Look at the top 10 teams. And I was reading the thing, I think I was the New York Times, was telling you what it costs to get a top notch. You're paying $700,000-$800,000 for a quarterback. You're paying $400,000-$500,000 for a receiver. You're paying $400,000-$500,000 for a defensive lineman. Can't beat them, join.
Dabo has to understand it is now a business. It is now a business. So we need you to evolve as the business model of collegiate football is evolving. And that is the only way you're going to continue to compete. I mean, your only way you're going to be able to continue to compete. It's just a slight adjustment. You got to adapt. You got to adapt with everything else. You have to adapt. And that's the only way. Listen, he has a buyout clause. It's goddamn $60 million.
2024, 57.
But there's some more to it, but then we just want to throw that out. And so we throw it out there again. Dabble, 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 and some of the others. But dabble in particular with regard to Clemson. And we go to Coach Stud.
Last year this time we had a athletic director out of Georgia, Coach Ack. He came on the show, and the transfer pro that had came up, and he spoke about how it's destroying kids. I think he had about 5 or 6 kids that was going to get a scholarship at a college. I think it was a D1 schools too. Anyway, they rescinded on the scholarship and told him, we're going to go in the portal and get some kids. And me and him, we had a great discussion about it. And I call it college modern day free agency. And unfortunately, right now, you got to compete right now at a high level. These boosters things, the money they putting into these alumni, putting into these schools now, and these boosters, they want wins. And they are paying for them. They want wins, and not tomorrow, not next year. You got to win and win right away. So you have to make the adjustment. He's going to have to go into the portal. Florida State, we went in the portal with a bad move at the quarterback, which I get into a little later on. I don't want to move ahead of the show. But anyway, if you're going to compete at a high level now, you're going to have to go into the transfer portal. It ain't no more getting true freshmen. Every now and then you'll get one be a stud and he'll come in and play right away. Right now, they not going to sit there because the pressure to win And the only way you're going to do that, you got to bring experienced players in it. We saw what Coach Sanders done at Jackson State through the Proto, and not to mention what he done at Colorado in the Proto. This is the game now, and you got to play the game. You got to play the game to be successful if you're going to keep a head coaching job at these major universities. Everybody wants the bottom line to compete for that national championship ring, and you got to pay. Thank you for having me.
Coach Julius Hall.
Well. Dabo is from Missouri. Say from Carolina, but Dabo has to be from Missouri. The show me state. So they showing it. You know, they showing it. You got to get some players and then develop those players behind you. If you don't have no top players like Travis Hunter, them coming out of college, out of high school that can make immediate impacts, you got to go in that portal and get some players that already have what you're trying to teach all your high school players, and that's the way that you're going to be able to compete. Shannon then makes a great argument. Dabo just has to understand I don't see Clemson getting rid of Dabo because Dabo is such a big name and he's brought so much to the school, and anybody else will be jumping at it. You let him go, everybody's going to be in the first top opening. They'll be jumping on him because he's a great coach and he's great with his players, but he got to understand the business of the game.
Coach Charles Morris.
Just like Coach Stud and Coach Hall said, them boys had a good, opinion to everything. Dabo, he got to recruit. When you got to go after these players, man, the portal, man, you have to put some players who've been there with some players that's trying to learn the game, what you're trying to teach them so they can get to that level that you need to be and put Clemson back on the map again, 'Cause that's the only way you can compete with these big schools, Georgia and, like Michigan, and just like Shannon them said, man, you got to go in the portal. Just like, man, it's nowhere else you're going to win like that. Just like you say, Dabo, he has a good history there, but he's going to have to, them boys say it's a business now. It's all about business, about money and getting these players in this right place at the right time so they can help these programs to be successful and keep their job. Also, these coaches keep their job.
All right, and this is Ebony Sports Reporters with Coach Julius Hall, Coach Charles Morris, Coach Stud. And we're going to take a break right now. We're coming right back and continue these conversations because, again, it is this year, it is the season for some changes.
Need your garments cleaned with care and with a professional touch? Then bring them to One Price Cleaners in Garden City at the Old Farmers Market on Highway 80. Service you can count on.
We say check out all the shows on our Black Media and the Watchdog Show hosted by Dr. Robert Bryant and our president Julius Hall. But we also say support our supporters. That is Kim's Cafe, 714 MLK Junior Boulevard. Chef's Food and Gas, don't ride by, stop by. One Price Cleaners in Garden City in the Farmers Market on Highway 80. And Davis Johnson Bozeman Law Firm with offices in Savannah, Atlanta, and Statesboro. And so now we want to throw this out here, and I have to say I was not able to share yet myself, but hopefully some of y'all might make some comments. And this does pertain to Savannah State. What do you think can be done for promotions with regard to promotion of Savannah State athletic program? What should be done? And again, your thoughts with regard to that. And we're asking any of you out there, almost like a poll, send in your thoughts also. What can be done for promotions? Because Coach Julius Hall is now going to contact Opio, the athletic director at Savannah State, and say, hey, why not have the coaches come on and have a segment on our Black Meters, our show called Ebony Sports Reporters. We're going to look at doing that, so we're going to have our president do that. So what are other things for promotions for Savannah State athletic program? Coach Julius Hall.
Well, they got to get out and talk to the people. They got to go out and send out flyers to the coaches at all the high schools here. They got to invite those kids to the schools so they can see some of the games. It's the program. If they don't do what's necessary, it ain't gonna work. I blame the athletic program. You done called, telling me I'm going to see Opio, and now you got me criticizing Opio. But Opio needs.
I didn't make you do that.
Yeah, well, he needs to sit down and talk to us, and so he can say, hey, get the players to come on, get the players to do some stuff in the community. I don't know what they're doing. It's a lot of stuff that they need to do. Go to the games on Friday night. If they're playing on Saturday at home, or if they're off, then they need to have the players all dressed in their game wear and going to the games and looking at that talent. Those boys might say, hey, I want to go play at Savannah State. It's a lot of stuff they can do. They just ain't marketing it.
All right, Coach Charles Morris.
Yeah, I agree with Julius, man. You got to go out to these games. You got to invite these kids to these camps. You know what I mean? To Savannah State. You got to show interest in these kids, and you just, like I said, you got to get out. Ebony Sports Reporter would be a good place to start. I tell you that. You know what I mean? And just like he said, man, you got to go out and get these kids. It's a lot of talent around here in Savannah, Georgia, man. Not only Savannah, Georgia, South Carolina, around, counties. So we got to get out. Savannah State got to get out and show these kids interest that, they can stay home and play ball for Savannah State and be successful and get a, college education also. So that was a good thing that we need to let's get out, do car washes, just like you said, wear their jerseys to the game, high school game. Let's show up, be present so these kids can see.
Coach Stud.
Well, I agree with the other coaches, but the first thing they need to do is find a way to get on Ebony Sports Reporter. Home base right there, it would go great for them. But you got to get out. In other words, colleges, you want to win your home state. In this, we're talking about Savannah State. You got to win your home city. You got to win the city of Savannah and the little surrounding areas. You got to win that and compete at a high level for as you're recruiting. But to do that, you've got to go to marketing. You got to get out to your high school games on Friday nights. Coaches, have some of your top players with you with their jerseys on, things of that there. You got to market it. They got to get bigger in that area, and it'll bring some of that talent or stay home. Some of that homegrown talent will stay home. Guys looking to play right away now. Nobody wants to sit back on the bench 2 years and wait. That if it's a quarterback that's pretty highly touted and know he's going to get a shot at the next level, he might. But these kids ready to play immediately, man.
One other thing that they need to do, Jamal, and that is the coach, the head coach, and the athletic director need to identify who the best little league teams are, and talk to those coaches. Start following the players from when they're this little to when they're get the middle school and high school, and then invite those coaches to come sit on your sideline and help coach on a voluntary basis if they want to. Not only in football, but in basketball also. I see a whole lot of that going undone because one of the best schools here is Tompkins High School in basketball. All y'all know that. The Wolverines, we stay in the top of everything. What they need to do is go and get those coaches that are out there with these skilled players and have them help you. You got Coach Sam. You got Coach Robert DeLoach. You got all these people that can help you recruit for your school, and you're not doing it.
Yes. Hello. I was about to mute him. I'm talking to the CEO of Our Black Men. I'm talking to the CEO, Charles Brown. And so, I was about to mute him. Okay, I'll go back. But only one talking about this right now is Ebony Sports Reports with regard to promotion for Savannah State. So I'm just throwing it out there. Like I said, I'm not being able to do it, to look at on my own, on my phone. But as I'm saying, throw it out there. Put it out there, because, again, we want to take that to them and let them understand. So y'all threw out some excellent points, and this is what we need to move on to. We move on to this right here. This is going to Florida. The Orange Blossom Classic. The lowest physical attendance in the last 40 years. But on ESPN, the viewership was up. So, Coach Stud, what's your thoughts with regard to that Orange Blossom Classic? Now, this time, usually it's be FAMU involved in it. And Bethune-Cookman, Florida teams, because they right there down in Miami side. But this time it was North Carolina Central. Yeah, one of the leading HBCUs, one of the dynamics, and also the Alabama State Hornets, because it was MEAC versus SWAC. Everybody thought that was a winner. What's your thoughts on that, Coach Stud? What happened?
Well, you just told us what happened. It wasn't FAM and BCC, and them guys gonna come out there for that game now, man. I mean, when you get teams that they don't really follow like that, and they not one of the Power 5 teams, it just ain't gonna fill that venue up like that, man. And if I'd had any input on that, I would have let them know that. But unfortunately, I didn't know. It's just not gonna fill that venue up, man. Yeah. That's exactly what happened there.
Coach Charles Morris.
I agree with Coach Stud and you, Jamal. I agree that it wasn't FAMU, so but the views on ESPN News went up because I guess everybody was waiting on the baseball game that came on before that, so they were already in sports mode. So that's why they was able to see that game. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't there a Warrior that graduated from Alabama State?
Yes, sir. And we got some at FAM too, but
Yeah. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's Mike Lanier's second or something. I don't know.
Yes, sir. Why you say it like that?
Okay, I don't like to talk about Jenkins too much, but I'm gonna give him their credit though. But great talent, Mike Lanier. I know his dad, man. I played against his dad. Great talent also. You know what I'm saying? But great job, man. Great job.
Wow. The opinion Coach Charles Morris is a hater. Herschel V. Jenkins High School is merely opinion Coach Charles Morris. Wow, you see what we go through, Coach Julius Hall.
Well, you're not going to get the participation unless those teams are just great. If those teams are not just great teams, if Dion probably could have came if he was still at Jackson State and filled it up. But you got to have good teams coming there. And then it's incumbent upon those teams that are coming to bring their fans also. So you got to be able to say, if Savannah State was coming, can they get Gulfstream to sponsor 1,000 tickets, and for them to give away through some type of contest or something. You got to get the sponsors involved. You got to one thing that we don't do is we don't know how to beg well. The big colleges and everything, they beg well. Georgia Southern got a stadium because Savannah State wouldn't do what they were supposed to do to get the Paulson Stadium. But it's still money out there where Savannah State Stadium needs to be increased. It's a lot of work that needs to be done here in Savannah with Savannah State. Going down there to Florida, if it's not FAMU or if it's not Bethune-Cookman, you're not going to have the fan base that's going to fill those stadiums. And even if it's on the ESPN, it doesn't matter. If you want to fill the stadium, it has to be local teams.
Okay. So now we move to this. Who can topple Georgia? Coach Charles Morris. Who can topple Georgia?
Nobody. That's it. In the conversation.
Was Julius Hall?
Well, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. Probably Ohio State. Texas might have a chance, but Ohio State.
Coach Stud.
Well, Kirby Smart is a defensive back from the University of Georgia, and he's a defensive-minded coach. And when he left Alabama and took the head coaching job at the University of Georgia, what he's doing now came as no surprise to me. I knew Kirby Smart was going to put them in the upper echelon of college football. And now he's starting to pull away and separate himself as that team to beat in college football, period. But it's still early. You got a lot of teams. Alabama's looking good. You got Texas looking good. You got Ohio State. It's still early. Now, for the first half of that game, Clemson was right there. But, Kirby went inside that locker room and got up in their face, and they pulled away. I think they had like 5 possessions, scored touchdowns on 4 of the 5 possessions in the second half and bust the game wide open. But it's still early now. It's still early. I'm a big-time Kirby Smith fan. Big-time fan of him. But it's still early right now. But Georgia have really looked like an unbeatable team, though. And, not Kirby Smith, Kirby Smart. With Kirby Smart there, they always has been a threat because he's that defensive-minded coach that I like. I love head coaches with defensive minds, and that's what he brings. That's what he brings to Georgia. And he have surrounded himself with good assistant coaches. They got a great program up there. And I ain't got to tell you where they quarterback from, who will probably win the Heisman Trophy this year, Carson Beck from 7A High School right here 8A High School right here in Jacksonville, Florida, Mandarin Mustangs. Won 2 state championships right here.
You say Jenkins last night?
Yes, he went from Jenkins and went down to Florida. And so Coach Stubb, we had Mac Jones on here 2 weeks ago, and we had specific for you. But Mac Jones, he showed that he is in hip hop. He even raps. So so we were doing that. And he talked about his love being back home in Jacksonville. But we'll go to this right here. The college football rankings. Some teams drop, and some teams made a large leap ahead. So what's your thoughts with regards to that, Coach Charles Morris?
Whoa, man! Just like Coach Stubb say, man, it's some teams, man, that it just started. But just like I said, I love Georgia. I'm a Georgia fan for the life. I wish my son would have went to Georgia, but that's just here and up. I hate to talk about my homeboy, Coach E, Florida State Seminoles, man. Coach E, I love you, man. It's break my heart to talk about these guys. Cool, I hate to jump on them, man, but the quarterback problem. Where did this kid come from?
Clemson and Oregon State.
That's the surprising team for me dropping, man. Florida State, man. No other team. I expect everything, but Florida State, man, from coming off a year they had last year and being, this, what you call it? The word I'm looking for, bamboozle last year. That's the team that I see that, made a hell of a drop, man, this year. And that's going to drop lower than it is. It's Florida State rank, Coach. Okay.
they dropped out.
Okay. That hurt my heart, Coach Stubb. I love you, Coach Stubb. Still rooting for you, Coach Stubb. You know what I'm saying? We got Deloach in the NFL. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right.
Coach Julius Hall.
They all right. They still in the top 50.
That's bruh law. That's bruh law, Coach Stud. You heard that? That's bruh law. See?
Oh my goodness.
Brother, man. But hey, them Seminoles had it coming, man. He said they cried. Brother cried.
Oh man.
Oh Lord.
We might have to go to a commercial.
I'm not gonna say no more.
Oh.
What's up, brother?
Oh, Stud, I thought they were going to talk about Notre Dame's other teams like that. I didn't know they just going to pick on Florida State like that. I wasn't meaning that because we're going to deal with Florida State next. But I wasn't trying to do that. I don't want you to think I'm trying to put a lot on you. I wasn't doing that. That was Coach Charles Morris and Coach Julius Hall. Brother. So, but I'm just going to say this, Coach Stud. We're just up because I don't want to torture you no more. Coach Fritz was here. He'll be saying something. So, it seemed to be that there's some concern in Tallahassee and some joy in Tallahassee. So you got one, there's a lot of joy, and the other one is like some concern. How Tallahassee? What's those Tallahassee thoughts going on now, Coach Stud?
Well, I made it my business to get on here tonight. I actually walked in the door at 7:47. I made it my business to get on here because I know I was going to get that pressure tonight. I didn't expect it from a brother-in-law, but it's okay. He done 1,000 good things for me. So one thing, I can't make him a bad guy. This jersey I got on here, he just purchased this jersey for me when I was in Savannah. But anyway, let me tell you what the poster's done. Let me hedge on that and then I get to that there about what's going on in Tallahassee. We lost to Georgia Tech. One poll left us at 10 and the other one left us at 11. They gave us a chance, dropped us 1-11. We come in a 16.5 point favorite and lose to a Boston College team. Okay, it's time for us to move out of the polls now. We got an erratic quarterback who can't hit the side of a barn. He was nothing at Clemson. He was a bust at Oregon State. What made us go get him? I didn't like when they got him. That's just a player that I don't see him being able to play at that level. It's just something, everybody just can't perform at that level. And this is a big-time college program up there. We got 85,000 Tommy Hawking up in there, and under them lights there. It's electrifying up in there. But anyway, then I got a defense that can't stop Little Sisters of the Poor. The worst defense that I think I've ever seen in the Florida State history, and I've been fooling with them since 1980 when Ron Simmons was the first true freshman to start on Mickey Andrews' defense. All-pro routes of Ron Simmons. Anyway, changes is going to have to come. It runs downhill. This time it may run uphill. It's going to be some changes from what I'm getting out of Tallahassee. That alumni and them boosters is not happy. You got a ball club that went undefeated and now they're 0-2. It's going to be some changes there. We will get the proper people in place to get our program back where it needs to be. But some funky stuff happened last year. We was a Power 5 team, went undefeated. Georgia, Alabama had a 1 loss, and they jumped us. I didn't like that because it's just like a child can do everything you asked of, getting ready to go to college, and one little thing can throw his life off course. And he end up not even going to college and this and that. But I said that to say this. As you see in the Georgia game, when they placed us up against Georgia, players opted out. What I'm going to play for? We ain't playing for the national championship. They was up so high, and when they took that away from them, brought them to a low. Now, what else concerns me, you'll get a player say, I'm not going to Florida State. If we undefeated and an SEC team got 1 loss and win their conference championship, they going to jump us and play for the national championship. I would hate it that happened. This threw my team in a spiral. And now we trying to enter into the program. Went in there and got a bomb at quarterback. It's just turmoil right now, but we will get it together though. We hit the portal pretty hard, but we just didn't address it where it needed to be. It starts with the quarterback. Quarterback missed some bad reads, man. Boy, if he didn't leave 21 points on the field, he didn't leave none. I mean, just bad reads, man. My cousin say, I don't know which one making me feel worse. He was at home with COVID. He said, I don't know was it COVID or these Seminoles how they playing. He's die hard like me too. He said, but I can't watch it no more. I sat there and took it, and It was just unbelievable. But I knew we wasn't going to be ranked in the top 25 after that loss there, even if we lost by just 1 point. And rightfully so. I wasn't upset with the posters. I blow one over in Ireland. They left me there. One poll only dropped me 1 point. Then I come back home and lose in a game that I must win to have any shot at playing for the ACC championship. And it's not only me losing, it's how I looked at when I lost. So I wasn't upset with them. I wasn't upset with them at all. You know, you have to face reality sometimes. I just don't have a good ball. My ball club is just not what I'm accustomed to seeing. We failed like this before, and we bounced back up, though. But we will get the proper people in place up there. The Ghana can go. We'll get the proper people in place to perform at a high level. Even if it's Coach Sanders coming over from Colorado. He can get on here and talk all that about his dream job is Tallahassee. He interviewed there, but they wouldn't pull the trigger because he didn't have no coaching experience. He interviewed there. They was pretty close to pulling the trigger. Had he had any coaching experience, he'd have been our head coach. I can talk the rest of the show about Florida State, but
I know.
You know. Thank y'all for letting me go, man. Because I want to get that out, boy. Thank y'all so much, Jamal. I love you, man.
Yes, sir. And so yes, and some say that this is like the third time this is happening under Mike Norvell. We're going on too, but yes, they're going to say, and Coach Julius Hall. So there are some who got joy in Tallahassee, and that's the FAMU Rattlers. They got joy. They causing joy there. And then also you got the sadness. What's your thoughts with regards to the joy and the sadness that's going on?
Well, I would do this right here tomorrow. If I was Florida State, I would go down and steal FAMU quarterback. I seen this guy play. I seen him. He's about my size. I'm serious. He's about my size. He might be a little bit taller, but I'm talking about as in weight. He's not the slim prototype quarterback, and he can play. He gets out of the pocket. He makes people miss him. He gets out of that pocket, and he got a great arm. Florida State quarterback was throwing the ball, guy wide open, running a little screen. He threw it at his knees. I'm wondering, what the hell is he doing? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I had the other team on my bet, but still, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand it. But Florida's FAMU looks real good. My wife goes to all the damn games, it seems like. I hope when they go to California or something, or Texas or something, she ain't trying to go to. But
yes, she does. She goes to all the games.
Yeah.
You too.
Yeah, no, I'm going to homecoming, and I might go to one. Oh, I'm going to the Florida Blue too. We'll be at the Blue. And that was called the Blue Classic. Brother, isn't it called Florida Blue? Bethune-Cookman in Florida. I mean, Bethune-Cookman in FAMU.
They just call it the Classic. They normally play it in Orlando. They just call it the Classic.
Yeah, what's that health group that sponsors it? That's who sponsors. That's why they call it the Florida Blue or something like that. Classic. It's a health like what name of it? What name of the big old Aetna and all them? Yeah, whatever. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm about to say, Coach Hall, we're not going to let you be like Coach Stud. We're not going to let you go do like Coach Stud. All right, Coach Charles Moore. There's joy in Tallahassee. Bam, FAMU. But there's some sadness, some tears in Tallahassee, FSU. What's your thoughts, the joys and the tears?
Yeah, I said just like Julius said, the quarterback, he just couldn't read the off. Was he nervous? He was just, he wasn't on target. He can go get my boy, man, and he's been not playing football for years. He can go get one of the famous Wolverines, man, Harry Jackson, and do better than that right about now. And he's selling clothes right now. You don't know born to play, but still, man, Florida State need tighten up on the quarterback, man. He should be practicing right now on his throws, reading the defense and everything, man. It just, whew. And to fan mute, I'm always be a fan mute fan, just like I say, because I should have been there playing basketball for him. I always had my eyes on him because I don't know if you remember Julius Knobhead went there also, you know what I'm saying? And I used to go to, when he was up there, I used to go.
Knobhead went there same time as my wife went there. They all left school together and went there. And Hank Middleton, all of them was there at the same time.
Oh, America! Look at Bernard. Hey, man, listen. Before Bernard come on here, man, it's about kickoff time, man. I hate to leave you guys, man, but when we was talking about, I don't know if y'all got to it yet, about Kentucky State University and the guys, man, what the boy, who they played? Oh, y'all forgive me for that. The dude Byers, he had 14 carries for 211 yards, or they 367 yards, and the defense shut down Kentucky State. Defense they only had
Virginia Union.
Virginia Union. It is that reminds me of Lamar Owens, man, at Tonkin High School. I just had to say that before I go. You know what I'm saying? Doing that against HVJ, man. Do you remember
if I had known you was gonna say that, I would have muted you. I would have straight up muted you. That foolishness. See that? Thank you.
You can't stand the truth. You can't stand the truth. I remember. See, I'm just go ahead and tell why you feel that way. It was a flea flicker we did. See, we were the inventors of the flea flicker. And the reason that Jamal got on glasses right now, I'm gonna tell y'all, he didn't wear glasses back then. The reason that he got on glasses right now, we did an end around flea flicker back to the halfback, from the quarterback back to the halfback, and they didn't know where the ball was. But Jamal, he was already lost. He was playing defense at the time. So Jamal was right there, and he was surprised when he saw Lamar running at him. So Lamar running straight at him, and nobody in the world could tackle the stud. When I tell you that nobody in the world could tackle this guy, nobody in the world could tackle him.
We tackled him.
That's why when he ran by Jamal and did this, Jamal's eyes went like that. He had to go get glasses. He fell to the ground like Allen Iverson did Michael Jordan. I'm serious. And it's been history ever since. Now Lamar was small back then, and that's why he went. We went to Paris. We went at I forgot what he was.
Austin P.
Yeah,
he went to Austin P.
He went to Austin P. And he was small back then, and for a running back back then, you know, they that size now could make it in the NFL, but back then you had some big old ass players, you know. But that's why what happened to Jamal. That's why Jamal don't like Tompkins. Other than
that's the only reason why.
And Coach Bernard Brown, we're talking about joy in Tallahassee, FAMU, and talk about sadness in Tallahassee, FSU. And what's your thoughts with regards to the joy and the sadness that's right now going on in Tallahassee?
Hey. Hello to my people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm 21. And I want to pick with you. I'm saying, no.
Your reception is bad, bro.
Don't you ever in your life,
Your reception bad.
Don't you ever in your life, don't you ever like disrespect the Wolverines? Okay. Now, what was the question? Hey, what was the question? Hold on. Let me sit down. Hey, there you go. What was the question?
Read that. That's the question. Read that right there. Read that right there.
All these recovery of the
Boy.
But the question is, there's sadness in Tallahassee, FSU, and there's joy in Tallahassee, FAMU. What's your thoughts on that?
Hey, I'm going with what that is, Florida A&M, Jew. That's where your wife went to school at, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, hey, I'm rolling whatever Jews them say, man. Come on now. I'm rolling whatever they say. They're the best band in the world. They're the best fans in the world. And Coach Eric sitting there scratching his head and all that. Come on now. Let's give us a prop. You know. Hey, I will show y'all 21-21, but I'm trying to keep it clean.
They need to hold the homecoming at Florida State Stadium.
That's it. I know it. Yes, sir. Hey, where Charlie Morrison went at? Where Morrison went at?
He went to watch the game.
Oh, come on, man.
They ain't even touched the field yet. My team ain't touched the field yet. They better hold that ball as long as they want. They can, because when my boys get on the field, it's cold electric.
I don't know, Drew, man. If Lamar Jackson will win this game tonight, I'm done with him, man.
We're gonna be talking about that, but we're gonna go to this right here. This is something that some people are talking about. Interception of the year.
Let's get up. First down. Barnes wants to go deep, and good coverage.
Whoa! Are you kidding me?
Holy smokes! That Carter, he one-handed that. Wow.
So now I'm going to say to the whole world, everyone that's viewing this show right now, you're going to hear Coach Julius Hall say he did that. He did that at Tompkins High School. We have no video footage of that. Coach Bernard Brown's going to back him up on it. And you know Coach Charles Morris, if he was here, he would definitely be down. Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts with regard to that interception?
I didn't do it in high school first. I did it in prep unit first. It was junior high. I played on the junior varsity team my freshman year, and that's where I first did it at. One-handed catches were nothing. One-handed interceptions because I played on both sides of the ball. And, you know, I was one of those athletes. I played on both sides of the ball back then.
We need Coach Tisha here real bad. You can never not be here, Coach Tisha. Coach Stud.
Leave the haters where they at. Baltimore in the box on my team. We spotting them 7. We spotting them.
Berlon, unfortunately, Kansas City Chiefs in real big trouble tonight. It's just a bad spot for them. But anyway, let's go back to that interception now. That may be the interception of the decade. That was an interception now. Now, that was an interception now, boy. Yep, and the ball never touched the ground. Good, clean interception. That's the interception of the decade there.
All right, and so what we're going to do, we're going to take another break, and this is Ebony Sports Reporters with Coach Julius Hall, Coach Stud, Coach Bernard Brown just dipped out, but we'll be right back.
Do you love me?
Of course.
If you are lying, my God will expose you.
You do this every Thursday. Every time I'm sitting up here trying to watch Ebony Sports Reporter, you just got to come in here and interrupt me.
Your team won the Violent American Football Contest. Why do you have to watch highlights about it afterwards?
Because I can.
Why don't you go to Ebony Sports Reporters building and voice your opinion about your Violent American football game?
Do you even know where the building is?
Yes.
Then how do you get there?
You drive straight. When you get to the light, you make a right. Then 2 lights down, make a left, and you will see that I don't give a f***.
Hello, I'm Richard Coleman, and I'm running for the office of Sheriff of Chatham County. And when I'm elected, I promise to inspect what I expect. Chatham County, it's time for a change, and that change is me, Richard Coleman.
We are back, Ebony Sports Reporters, and we finally got Coach Fritz here. Coach Fritz and Coach Tisha can never, ever not be on the show. They got to be here at the time the show gets started, at least one of them, if not both of them, because we cannot, the whole world cannot take this right here when you got Coach Julius Hall, Coach Charles Morris, and Coach Bernard Brown all here together. And so that's why Coach Charles Morris ran off, because we had something special for him. And y'all see what I got? Y'all see what this is right here? Say Raiders, right? Y'all see Raiders? Because who are the enemies of the Raider Nation? It is called the Kansas City Chiefs, and it's always been like that since the AFL days. And so we're going to let y'all understand about the original Soul Patrol, that some people don't have a clue about, but the Soul Patrol.
Okay, you get coaches telling, guys, you got to be tough, you got to catch balls over the middle. Don't believe that. They throw you a bad ball over the middle, let it go, because you're going to get killed.
Our secondary probably was the most intimidating secondary in all of football.
We didn't break any rules, but if we showed we bend some rules.
The Soul Patrol. Skip Thomas, Willie Brown, George Atkinson, Jack Tatum, and George Atkinson is from Savannah, Georgia. And so, again, now what came up in the video that y'all saw Shannon and Chad Ochocinco talking about, one thing that they brought up, they talked about Al Davis. And they said Al Davis, Shannon brought Al Davis went to HBCUs to get players. And see, some people don't realize why many people had this fondness for the Raiders, in particular black folks. It was because they were going to HBCUs to get in players. And there's another team, and that's why the legacy, some of them don't realize the legacy. The other team that did that too, the Dallas Cowboys. That's why the Dallas Cowboys are able to have this following, because black folks saw them not going. And they continue on, even up to the Everson Walls and all of them. They got people from HBCUs. But then the Soul Patrol. What's your thoughts on that, Coach Julius Hall? The Soul Patrol. Jack Tatum. George Atkinson.
Did y'all see what Coach Fritz just did?
No, what did he do?
Show you this jersey when you went to mention the Dallas Cowboys and what they did to go into HBCUs. Do that again.
For a reason.
Do that again.
Do what?
Yeah, see that? Cow. It said cowboys right there. It should say cowgirls. You know.
Listen.
But George Atkinson, huh?
It's your time. Go ahead.
Yeah, George Atkinson and that whole squad were some bad boys, and that's what started them to look at touchdown Kansas City and tied it up. But you got the they were some great players back then, and they are the reason that our schools are being looked at the way that they're being looked at now. You know, our HBCUs, because they know that it's talent. As long as you can play that ball, they don't care. You can play.
That was football, Coach. What's your thoughts on that?
Hey, back then, football was football back then. They'll tackle you out of bounds. They completed the play. Now you got a bunch of prima donnas. But anyway, I love this game. But I liked it the way the Raiders and the Cowboys went to them HBCUs and they actually drafted them, not signed them as free agents. They actually got talent out of them. And I always respected them for that. They took a chance on them HBCUs back then, boy, when that was really like unheard of. Every now and then one would slip through the cracks, you know, but they focused on that. And I liked that. That still remains with me today, you know, and not mention the Cowboys, you know, that number 22, you know, Bob Hayes, the Bullet, who's actually from here, you know. And I like that, though. I liked them for that. Always will respect them for that. So that's my take on it.
And when you weren't here, we had honored Bob Hayes also. We did that too, because we said we were looking out for Coach Stud. Coach Fritz.
Those two organizations knew and they saw talent. They had good scouts to go to the HBCU and find the talent that they needed. And I commend them for both of them doing that. Al Davis was a pioneer. That's, you know, in his time, you know, a lot of people hated him, but he went and got the talent to make his team better. All those organizations back then, they won championships, and they won championship the way football was supposed to be played. You know, I agree with Coach Stud. It's different now. You know what I'm saying? It's different now. You tackling people out of bounds, all that stuff that you saw. Julius will say this. That's why there's rule change. You know what I'm saying? Rule change, because you tackle a person after the play is over. You knocking them down. Right now, you do that. That's like you thrown out of the game on sportsmanship, on sportsmanlike conduct, and the team, you get fined and the team gets penalties. So it was different. And those guys play with their heart. They play for the game, not for the money. It's two different things, two different styles. But I love that they did the HBCU a lot of credit. They knew where the talent was. They already knew where the talent was. It wasn't no hiding it. So that's good for those two organizations. Raider Nation, Cowboy Nation.
And so we're gonna cut to Michael Brown. So some of y'all know about Michael Brown. We're gonna do a Michael Brown right now. Michael Brown.
Michael Brown. Lắp con. Man.
Michael Brown, baby. Michael Brown. Coach Fritz, Michael Brown.
I give you credit. You find all these sports. Michael Brown. I was watching it to make sure. So he kicks the ball through the guy making the hoop. And then the other guy got to catch it through the hoop. That's Michael Brown. I can't say nothing about that. Michael Brown. Great find. Great find. I love the sport. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's a crazy. You got to be genius to do that. Especially they just clicking it with the back of their feet, not even looking. So that's crazy. I like that. I enjoyed that.
Coach Stud.
Michael Brown. I know they got some good coordination. Took some great practice, but they was on point with it, though. Michael Brown. Only you, Jamal.
Coach Julius Hall.
Who the hell is Michael Brown? I don't know. You muted.
You didn't hear him say Michael Brown?
Yeah, but why was he saying that? Who is Michael Brown? I'm saying I'm missing something great athlete. Some Olympic athlete.
Can you do that? You know, like bam. Right.
Okay.
All right, yeah, okay. So we'll come to this right here. Gambling is a part of sports right now. Pretty much all leagues got gambling as a part of it. So with gambling being a part of all sports, pretty much betting, that is betting. Should Pete Rose be in the Hall of Fame? Should Pete Rose be in the Hall of Fame, Coach Julius Hall?
Ain't no damn question. Pete Rose should have been in the Hall of Fame. You can't disqualify my talent because of my behavior. I hit those balls. Charlie Hustle wasn't no joke. It had nothing to do with his off the field activities. This boy was just cold. He was an alien. Pete Rose was. He was. Way back then, he was one of the first aliens that we recognized.
I have to go get me some hot wings because I can't take the aliens right now. Coach Stud.
Where do you think chickens came from?
Yes, Coach T-shirt. Coach T-shirt. You can't. Hold.
I concur with Coach Hall. You know, he should have been in there. But back then, you know, you had to be talented and had to be just as squeaky clean off the field as your talent was. And they just blackballed him. I don't think they're going to ever let him in, to be honest with you. And it's a shame because gambling, you know, everywhere you go, you know, it's legal now. You know, it used to be the time if you was gambling, boy, they looked at you like it was something wrong with you. You know, you was bad or you was a black eye or something, you know, to whatever it was. But now, hey, let's go out and gamble. You know, that's what people say now. So they may, but my personal thought, I would say, I don't think they're going to ever let him in because of that. Now, what the reasons is because, hey, that's not the flavor no more. Gambling is just a part of our society now, you know, especially sports betting. And football, oh, man, an NCAA basketball tournament, oh, man. But it's a shame he just caught that break, though. But I concur with what Coach Hall said, you know. He hit those balls, you know. Yeah.
Coach Fritz.
No doubt he should be in the Hall of Fame. I agree with both coaches. He got blackballed. And, you know, they wanted him to be the role model and to be the example. So when he, you know, a lot of people looked up to him as the role model. Remember, he was on Wheaties. He was on a lot of commercials. He was doing a lot of different things. So when he did that, they took that personal. It's like a black eye. They let their emotion get the best of him, not look at his talent. He should be in the Hall of Fame. And now you should let him in because gambling is legal now.
So what we're going to do, we're going to combine some of these topics together because you got some people involved in all of this right here. Deshaun Watson, what's your thoughts and what must he prove, Deshaun Watson? Lamar, what must he prove? Patrick, what must he prove? And do you think Patrick will get 8 Super Bowls? Do you think Patrick will get 8 Super Bowls? Again, Deshaun Watson, Lamar, Patrick, and do you think Patrick will get 8 Super Bowls? Coach Fritz.
Patrick, he probably will try to get 8 Super Bowls because he got to try to outdo Tom Brady. That's the standard. You know what I'm saying? Tom Brady got 7, so the standard is I'm going to try to beat that. Everybody try to beat who has the standard. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be tough because a lot of people are going to be gearing for that. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to make it easy for you. You know what I'm saying? Now, Deshaun Watson, he just got to prove he was the person he was in Houston. They just got to surround him with a team, like, wide receivers. The defense for Cleveland is scary. I just got to see what he could do with the offense he has.
Coach Julius Hall, Coach Teacher said she's watching you right now. She is watching you. She's looking at you. So she said, make sure you govern yourself accordingly. That was Coach Teacher said. Govern yourself accordingly, sir. So again.
Well, Coach Teacher just needs to be ready for, we need to have the suicide watch on for Monday night. Monday night, you need to have suicide watch on because Frisco going to beat them in the ground. There ain't nothing that Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to do with them. Watch and see what I'm saying. Yeah, it is, Coach Stud. Watch and see. Don't you step out there with the wrong team when you done missed the first two good teams already. Now, don't you step out there with the wrong damn team. Shit. Deshaun Watson, if he can if he can stay healthy and not act a damn fool, we call him Towel Man. He's the Towel Man. I don't know why you don't like that name. The man like towels. He like for those big towels. And nothing.
And I forgot who I was dealing with when I brought this subject up. Coach Julius Hall.
They liking big towels, man. And Lamar, Lamar needs to take the team on his shoulder like Patrick Mahomes does. He needs, seriously. Patrick Mahomes puts that team on his shoulders and wills them to victory. Lamar, since that first injury, he's been scared a little bit. Man, put that team on your shoulder and carry them to victory. Kansas City, my team. But I'm tired of seeing one team win it all the time. But no, Patrick will never get 8 Super Bowls. He won't get 8 Super Bowls. That's my team. He won't get 8 Super Bowls. That feat there is going to last a long time. It's hard to get 8 Super Bowls in this league. Down.
Coach Stud.
Well, let me start with Deshaun Watson. He must first get health, and he got to stay on the field and play at a high level again. Else, he's going to fade out. If that doesn't happen this year, he's going to be one that just fades out. Had a good career with the Houston Texans, but if he don't stay on the field and perform at a high level, unfortunately, he's going to fade and eventually fade out of the NFL. Lamar Jackson right now, anything short of advancing to a Super Bowl is going to be a bust for their season. This is what the Ravens organization expect from him, and this is what the fan base want. It starts tonight with them beating the defending world champions and get the city on their back and carry on into their next game. If he does not advance to the Super Bowl this year, it's going to be a bust for the Baltimore Ravens. Patrick Mahomes will not get 8 Super Bowls. That will not happen, in my opinion.
Okay. We're going to combine this one too. Aroldis Chapman and old school starting pitching. Is it like a dinosaur right now? Because you just had the Cubs combine for a no-hitter. They had pulled the starting pitcher, 7th inning, and they did a combined no-hitter. So, have we seen the last days of the old school starting pitcher that went from the first inning to the last inning to the 9th inning and even going to extra innings? And then Aroldis Chapman, what's your thoughts with regards to Aroldis and how he's performing, what he's been doing? And then again, combined no-hitters and all that. What's your thoughts on that, Coach Stud?
I'm glad you had that topic because, I was just thinking the other day, I'm going to get to what we got, but let me say this. When the Atlanta Braves had that pitching they had with Greg Maddux and John Smokes and them guys would get in there, man, from the first inning and it be late in the 8th or 9th. You just don't see that in this modern day baseball no more. And it's just, we all old school, man, you know, and it's hard to adjust to this new era, man. Unfortunately, all of us, we have to, you know, we all old school. We just don't see that. And I was just thinking to myself the other day about that. And then I saw the topic on here the night, right as I got ready to come on, I looked at that. And I was glad that you brought that up. The days of the old school pension, unfortunately, is gone. You know, it just is. You know, it just, we won't see that no more. They protect the pictures. Oh, he have to have a Tommy John surgery. His arm, you know, they just won't let him. And they gonna rest him after that. There, I don't know if they don't do it because they want to bring him on in 2 days instead of 3 or what. But it's just not like we're accustomed to seeing, man. You know, and it just won't. Even Roger Clemens, I saw. Kurt Schilling saw his ankle bleeding, blood on his ankle coming through the wrap. You can see it. He was still on that mound and left it all out. Then he went late in innings with the blood on his ankle, man. But we just won't see that no more, man. And that's my take on
it. Coach Fritz.
I concur. The starting pitching lasting to the 9th inning is done. You had Dwight Gooden, Ron Darling, Sid Fernandez. You had those guys pitching lights out for the Mets, and they went extra innings. I give Atlanta that. The Yankees had great pitching too. When they did their runs in the 70s, 80s. We are old school, and we know what sports is supposed to be. So when people talk about this generation, we're like, oh, you know, our generation, we're old school. They play for the love of the game, not for the money. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's like, oh, if I get hurt, I'm not gonna get the money I'm supposed to get. So they'll just give me 6 innings, or better yet, if they get into trouble, they'll take me out. I'm done. Take me out. It's like their mentals is not dead. Those guys back then had mental toughness, They go, okay, I had a bad inning. I'm gonna keep going until I get, you know, my team got my back. They're gonna score the runs. I'm gonna strike this player out. That Atlanta 4, I hated them. I hated them in the 90s. Hated them, but they were serious pitchers. That was a strong pitcher. You had Randy Johnson still pitching until he was older to get his championship. You know what I'm saying? He was older, still pitching late innings. And then, you know, those pitchers would get mad if you try to take them out because they want to do the whole 9th inning. Now, you know, it's more about what the analytics say. The analytics is telling you can't last that long. The analytics is telling you, you know, the weather, the way the dust is picking up, or the way the wind is blowing, you can't pitch at this weather or whatever the case may be. So things have changed. It's not the same.
Coach Julius Hall.
Well, they watered down mostly all sports, with the rule changes that they've made, it's about money in baseball now. When you get a pitcher, you don't want him to all of a sudden have a Tommy John surgery or some other type of injury. So they've come up with the system now to let them pitch 4 or 5 innings, and then they got 4 or 5 more games before they pitch again. You know, the baseball pitchers are stealing money. You know, but I guess everything changed, even in hockey. You know, I thought those guys stay on the floor all day until I went to a hockey game. First time I ever been to a hockey game in my life. They rotate out frequently. They rotate out. And I didn't know that. I thought those players just sit up there for the whole quarter. Nah, they in and out, all the players all the time. So yeah, they have to. I guess it's about money now. It's not about showing how great an athlete they are.
Okay, well, we got something else that that was old school, but they have evolved it, so it'll be new school. We got something for y'all, and your thoughts with regard to can you do this right here? Because this is how they used to do it at one point, but now they evolved it.
Knuckle Hop is the last game because it's one of the most challenging, both physically and mentally, and it leaves you with bloody knuckles. So we usually save it for last. It represents a hunting technique used up north by Inupiaq or Inuit hunters to sneak up to seals out on the ice by staying very low and then mimicking the motion of a seal hopping. And so they would move like a seal, and then they could use like seal skin to camouflage this, and this allowed them to get just close enough to use their hand-thrown harpoon.
Coach Julius Hall.
Really?
I'm like, that's a competition, and so do you want to do that? You can do that. That's motivation.
Who in the hell wants to get down there on their knuckles on the court and hop all the way down half a basketball? No. That's old school stupidity right there. That's old school.
The opinion, Coach Julius Hall, merely opinion, Coach Julius Hall, and we do not disrespect the Inuit people. We love you all. We love you all. We believe in the Arctic. We believe in your work and what y'all have done. That's the opinion, Coach Julius Hall, not the opinion of Ebony Sports Reporters. We love you, Inuits. Coach Fritz.
For hunting, I see that. I understand you got to do what you got to do to hunt. Everybody, sneak around and everything. But as a sport, I don't see it yet. My knuckles is hurting already just thinking about it. That's a prelude to arthritis later on in life. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I can't knock y'all. That's your sport. That's what y'all like. Cool. I don't knock it, but I just see a whole bunch of different things coming with that on hardwood. And it's not like they crawling, they hopping. So it's like coming down with all your weight on your knuckles. And planks are not easy. That's like almost like a plank, a shortened version of a plank. So your knuckles, your abs, everything got to be in shape. That's just, I don't know where you find this sport, but Lord have mercy. That's crazy.
Coach Stud.
Coach Fritz, it's just going to be you're just going to have some bloody knuckles, Hey, when I saw that, kudos to them. I can't do 10 push-ups, let alone that there. And boy, they was walking the dog with it, wasn't they? On that hardwood floor. That's some kudos to them. You got to be in shape to do it for sure. But it's something that I certainly wouldn't be interested in getting involved with. I'm with Coach Fritz. Not on my bare knuckles on that hardwood floor. But only you, Jamal. You can find them.
So, we now come to this. What are your expectations with regards to the NFL, these games that are coming up? What are your expectations? And also, we're combining to who you see as being the most devastating defensive player, and what's your prediction regarding some of the games, the upcoming games, like you got the game tonight, and Coach Stud.
Sure, let's start with the game tonight. The game tonight, I picked Baltimore Ravens to upset the defending world champions at home. My expectations is for the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Green Bay Packers in the NFC, AFC, the Jacksonville Jaguars. It started with Jacksonville going down to Miami against a team with a lot of weapons and a lot of people at the skill position. Let's see, can Jacksonville some kind of way pull together and get a win and come back home, and then I'll be sold on them. But I like Green Bay to beat Philly tomorrow night. And United States can't keep taking these home games outside of the United States to different venues. It's getting ridiculous with it now. That's not right for the fan base. That's a home game for that home team that they losing. Season ticket holders, but who is me, And the defensive player this year, I'm going to go with number 41. He's a hybrid linebacker, Josh Allen for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Coach Julius Hall.
You didn't say that you want to see Jacksonville and Green Bay doing what?
do well, I look for the Packers to make a push to come out the NFC.
And the Jacksonville Jaguars to do what?
I didn't call for them to come out the AFC now, brother-in-law. I ain't gonna let you nail me now. I just want to see them
let
do
them
well.
know that those are your two favorite teams right there. And then the man asked you to do some real sports analysis, not tell us who your favorite teams was. They're not coming nowhere. Not neither one of them. Not this year. It might be 2 or 3 years down the road, but not right now. Kansas City is playing. You to come out of that over there with Jacksonville. That you got too much talent on those teams, man. They can't come out this year. It was a fluke the first year they went up there and got up there when they first got into the league. Them in Carolina, who that was? Them in Carolina, right? Yeah, but Carolina had Cam Newton back then. But yeah, that's the defensive player. I don't have one. But because they have minimized the defense in this era, you don't see the defenses doing what they used to do back then.
All right, Coach Fritz, you got 1 minute to go ahead and put yours out there. You got 1 minute.
Expectations. The Dallas Cowboys proving people wrong, number one. Number two, defensive player, Myles Garrett. He is a beast on the defense. You know what I'm saying? He is a beast on the defense. I just see things differently. Kansas City, I do see, like Baltimore upsetting them because they're going to have that Super Bowl hangover. You know what I'm saying? They get their rings, they get their Super Bowl hangover. So I do see Baltimore beating them tonight. That's about it. Cut it short.
All right. This has been Ebony Sports Reports with Coach Julius Hall, Coach Fritz, Coach Stud, Coach Bernard Brown jumped in, and Coach Charles Morris also jumped in. Coach Tisha, she was out in San Tropez doing her thing out there because she's on vacation right now. But we'll have her back, and she'll be able to keep Coach Julius Hall in check. And she said, go Jess, Jets, Jets, Jess. And so we said, check out all our shows on Our Black Media. We got shows tomorrow and reruns. Also, check us out and support our supporters. And this is Ebony Sports Reporters. We'll see y'all next week. Be signing out.
Like that.